Hi guys, James here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. Guys, today we are going to be sitting down and just having a fun day playing with color. I have my P.Louise Rainbow All Matte palette. This is the Unlock Your Creativity Pressed Pigment palette. This is what it looks like. I kind of hate the packaging just because you have to open this side to get to the other side. So it's kind of like you have to close this to get to this. But if I'm playing with the purples and the blues and stuff like that, it's hard to dip your brush into both shades to try and blend seamlessly. So that's a little bit annoying, but that is the palette we are playing with today. We're doing a beautiful, colorful look. Now, I do have some blush on. I've done my base. I'll link everything down below. But for blush, I have this MP purple like baked formula blush. Very pretty. It kind of gives me like a glow from within because it is like a baked formula with some shimmer in it. I feel like the colors that I'm going to use on my eyes are very, very bold, so we might have to bump up the blush up at the end of this video. If I do, I will be going in with my first blush palette. Now, I just unboxed this in my last video. I hate the packaging of this. Like, I like it, but it's so annoying to open. Okay, so we've got all these blushes to play with, and if I do need to bump up my blush, I'll probably bump it up with this shade, which is, oh, it doesn't have shade names. Well, it's this one here, the lightest pink in this palette. So that is what we're going to do today. But yeah, guys, let's get straight into it. We're going for a purple blue moment with a cut crease. I haven't done a cut crease for ages, so that's the vibe we're going with today. Hopefully it works out. I'm going to start with the darker shade Unchained, this one here. It's a little hard to see, but it's a purple shade. Now, purple can be quite hard to work with because it's a color that is very hard to make in an eyeshadow. So hopefully this is good. I can't remember if I actually used this purple in a look before, but we're going to test out today. I have played with this palette a few times on my channel. One dedicated video, and then a few times I've just reached for certain shades in a look that I was doing with other palettes, so I like to mix and match my palettes. This mirror is so dirty, I need to clean it. Let me quickly do that and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. Mirror is clean. It kind of looked like it had a filter on it because it was so blurry with dirt and dust. So you can tell how long it's been since I've actually sat down and played with makeup. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a great day. I am having a lazy day off. It's very, very cold outside. We are in the middle of winter. Well, at the start of winter, but winter has come. Like, it's been very windy and rainy, not like storms, just a lot of wind and grey clouds, which is good because I do like playing with makeup when it's nice and cool outside. Sitting in front of all these lights, it can get very, very hot very, very quickly, even with the aircon on. So at least I'm not melting my makeup off throughout this video, which is always a bonus. That's pretty. That's a pretty color. So I will darken this up with a darker purple, but I'm just doing like a little bit of a map out with the shade. I am going to do a little bit of a wing with this look. And again, we're going to attempt a cut crease. I haven't done one of those in ages, but we're attempting it. So fingers crossed. Now, I don't think this palette has a white shade in it. No, it doesn't. But we might go in with the shade Open Up, which is the lightest like pastel pink in this palette. So we'll do that. Fingers crossed this look actually turns out nice. Now, guys, I am going through a little bit of a midlife crisis. I haven't done anything crazy, but in the last 2 weeks, I have seriously considered selling everything, quitting my job, and going to buy a caravan and traveling around Australia in a little caravan. Sounds great. You know, I could do a YouTube channel, do all of that type of stuff, showing Australia off in my YouTube channel. And, you know, hoping that that works out and I can, you know, pay my bills and my petrol with the income from YouTube. Obviously, that is a dream. I haven't done anything like that at all. I have been looking at caravans online and tiny houses like on wheels and everything like that. There are a few things that stop me from doing it, and they will be, number one, I'm not very good at driving long distances. After 2 or 3 hours on the road, I tend to fall asleep at the wheel, which is not good for anybody. So I would have to take long breaks every 2 hours, which means my little YouTube channel would not be showing you much of Australia that's different every week because I wouldn't be traveling too far. You know what I mean? Like, I could do a YouTube channel, but I would have to stop all the time. And I wouldn't travel too far. Like, I'm the type of person that I would travel maybe 4 or 5 hours and then stay at that place for 1 or 2 days or 3 days and then move on. So I don't know if that would actually entertain people to watch when I haven't really traveled much at all. But that is something that's stopping me because I'm not great at driving long distances. Also, for my mental health, being on my own is probably not a great idea. I do like to interact with people, and I am the type of person that I can shut myself off to the world very, very easily. Like, if I have 5 days off, I will do my shopping on the very first day of my 5 days off, and then I will stay home and not talk to anyone and not go out and not do anything like that. That is very, very easy for me to fall into that little trap and that pattern. And I make sure that I don't fall in that pattern by going out with friends, or I'll only do shopping for a couple of days, food-wise. So it means I have to go outside and do more grocery shopping and stuff like that. And then that forces me to interact with people. Even if it's only 20 minutes or half an hour, it's still something. And if I'm on a little tiny house on wheels or a caravan by myself, then I probably will not talk to very many people because I'm not the type of person that can make friends with strangers. If I know somebody with me and then I get introduced to people, but there's somebody that I know, then I'm completely different. I can open up, I can talk to people and all that type of stuff, because it's almost like that safety blanket person is next to me. So yeah, it's very hard for me to make friends without somebody I don't know that's there. And I don't think I would be like talking to people in caravan parks and stuff like that. If they came up to me and talked to me, yeah, great. But I couldn't go out of my way and introduce myself because that's just not my type of personality. So those are the two main things that are stopping me. Also, financially, it's not smart. It's not smart to sell everything and then, just, hope for the best that YouTube will take off and I can make money online and I can actually pay my bills that way. It's not smart to rely on that in this economy. I'm only 38 years old. I've got years of working still ahead of me. So financially, it wouldn't be great because it would mean I would have to buy a house at the end of all those travels and basically start a mortgage at a later time in life where I want to consider like retiring and stuff like that. So those are the things that are stopping me from doing it. But I have seriously been watching a lot of YouTube videos. I've been researching caravans. I've been researching like vans where they fit out a little bed and all of that type of stuff in vans that I don't need a special license to drive a caravan. Also, I'm not very good at like reverse parking and stuff like that. So I don't know how I'd reverse a caravan. If I had to, I don't know how I would have to do that. So a van that I can live in, that's bigger than my car now, but it can still be parked in a normal car spot, that I can manage. But anyway, that is what I have been really considering for the last 2, 3, almost a month now. I've been watching a lot of tiny house on wheels YouTube videos, but I've never actually looked at buying a caravan online. Like, I've never looked up caravan sites and looked at prices and looked at the fit outs of caravans and what would work for me and what I could live in a small space and stuff like that. My dream would actually be to retire on a small little property in maybe Tasmania or something like that, which is the other side of Australia, on a small little island where it's very cold, very wet. I would like to retire there, get a little small plot of land, get some chickens and some ducks and some goats and kind of live the homestead lifestyle. I would love to wake up, go collect their chicken eggs, do some gardening, pick some fruit and veggies, make some stuff and just enjoy the slower pace of life. I live currently 5-10 minutes from the city centre. So it's quite busy where I am. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of cars going past my house all the time. I live not on a main road, but it's quite a busy road where there is a police station at the end of my street, like up the road. So I hear a lot of sirens in the middle of the night going past me. And it is quite a busy road. Like there's a bus that goes past my house every 15 minutes, public transport, so there's a lot of people catching that. I live outside a park, so there's always people in the park as well. So there's always noise and stuff like that. And I'm okay with noise, but I would love to just live in my own little farm, and the only noise I really hear is the occasional neighbour on his little property, and then the birds and the chickens and all that type of stuff. That would be my ideal noise that I get to listen to every day. Now, back to this look. I think it's a trust the process type of vibe. We're going to do the blue in the inner part of the eye. We're just mapping it out with the purple, and then we're going to blend the edges with lighter purple, and then the inner part on the outer edge here, we're going to darken up with a darker purple. So it's a trust the process moment. You can kind of see what I'm doing with this eye here. So I'm just going to do that on this eye, and then I'll come back and we can get into the blending of both sides. So let me do that. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Eyes are basically mapped out. I'm liking the pigment of that purple. It's not patchy at all. It's blending out nicely. So that's the kind of vibe shape-wise we are going for. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just going to go into the shade Motivation, which is the purple shade underneath this one. So I used this one up here first, and now we're going to go in with this one here. And we're just going to use that to darken up the outer edge here and also the crease area before I go in with the lighter shades on the outer edge. Now I'm going to go very light-handed because I don't want any of this to fall out on my cheeks, because obviously we've already done my base and I don't want any staining. Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty shade. Now this shade is Motivation, if I didn't mention that before. It is a darker purple, the second darkest in this palette, and it's pretty. And it's blending out nicely. It's more of a blue purple. Now back to what I was saying, I'm not going to sell this house tomorrow or anything like that. I have to plan and talk with my auntie because we own this house together and stuff like that. So we have to, there's a lot of planning involved, months of planning, because, you don't just sell a house, tomorrow type thing. And if I do move into a caravan, 95% of all my possessions will have to be sold, given away, discarded, I could only live with a certain amount in a small van-like caravan. Plus, if I actually did that, I would go on a couple of holidays and rent out a little van or caravan, maybe 2 different types. I'd go on 2 different holidays and just test out 2 different sizes and see if I could actually live in a caravan full-time. Like, I would probably do a week or 2 holiday and, drive around in it and test out size-wise if it works for me, if I could live by myself full-time in a van, not talking to lots of people, but also learning how all the electrical stuff work on it, learning how the toilets and that type of system and the water system work on that, where I can dump the grey water and all that type of stuff. Is it completely off-grid? Just I have to learn all of that type of stuff and see if I could actually manage it. Because once I'm on the road, if I break down or something, I need to basically know how to fix it myself or get it fixed at a reasonable rate, because I wouldn't be working, I would be living on my life savings, and I don't want that to disappear in the first 6 months type thing, because I'd still want to have money for when I finish this whole midlife crisis or whatever I'm going through. I still want to be able to afford to live somewhere and maybe buy a property. I have been looking at tiny houses, like actually buying some land and building a little tiny house somewhere. I think that would be a lot more financially viable. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom houses are like going for $650,000 right now. But I could buy a tiny house for $150,000 and buy a small block of land somewhere. And yes, you can't always just live in a tiny house on a block of land without a septic tank, but if it's my block of land that I buy, then I can actually just get a septic tank put in, and it would still be cheaper than actually buying a house that's $650,000 type thing. So I have considered that a lot as well. And just living in a tiny house and building like chicken coops and stuff around it and a garden around it and just living more of a simple life. That's my goal. By the age of 50, that's what I want to do. I want to live my life like that. And I think I'd be quite happy with that because I love animals. Animals are where my heart is. I've always said that I like animals a lot more than people. So I think that's where my future will be. And I don't know if I will be doing makeup, living in a tiny house. I just don't think I would have the space to do all of that. But I think I also want to try and focus on sharing my wins and fails and mistakes and what I've learnt living the tiny house experience, but also living almost a homestead lifestyle. I wouldn't be off-grid or anything like that, but I'd love to share that type of lifestyle with you guys if you'd be interested in watching that. If not, then I'd just be doing it as a hobby for me, which is what I'm doing here now. Because God knows I'm not making any money on YouTube. I'm not monetized or anything like that, and I've been doing this for 6 years. So it would just be another YouTube channel for me that is a hobby, but that I think I would learn a lot from in the comments, because a lot of people would give me suggestions and hints and brands that I can check out and stuff like that while I'm trying to build that life that I'm striving for. So anyway, that's where I have been mentally for the last 3-4 weeks. But in the last 2 weeks, I've really been considering it. I don't think my family would be too happy. My sister would be like, what are you doing? But I think she'd be supportive. She'd worry about me financially. That purple's really, really pretty. I'm liking the way that's looking. Okay, a little bit more on this side, and then we can go on to the edges with a lighter shade. Alright, so that's all blended out. I'm quite happy with that. We're now going to go into the shade. I think I want to go into the shade. There's two shades. There's one that's more of like a bluish purple, and then more of a pink. I feel like this shade might work a bit better. It might look a little ashy against this like vibrant purple, but we're going to try. So that shade is Vault, and we're just going to dip lightly into that, and we're going to tap it on the outer edge and try and blend these edges right here before we go into the blue. Oh, that is looking ashy. It's looking white. That is looking white. Well, we're going to trust the process here. I think with my blending it should work. If I need to dip into the first shade that we went in, which was like the lighter pinky purple, then we can always mix those two shades together. But let's just attempt it first with this shade Vault, and then we can see if we need to go into a lighter shade. We're playing with colour. I don't know about this at all. I think mistakes have been made with this. Kind of looks like a bad brow highlighter right now. Okay, we're going to go into the shade underneath that, which is Secure, which is a lighter purple, and we're just going to put that over the top. Oh wow. Okay, that's just made it worse, I think. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but we're just gonna attempt the best. Gonna go into the first shade, Unchain. We're gonna try to fix this. Oh Lord, child. Oh my goodness. I'm not starting again. I'm gonna finish this video even if it looks like shit. I'm not starting again. Oh, that's better. Actually, that's worked a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. We're bringing it back. It's coming back. It's pretty. It still looks like I've got a badly placed brow highlighter where it should be higher, not down here, but we can make this work. Alright, that looks a lot better. Now I know what to do. I'm going to do the other eye off camera, get this to look the same, and then we can come back and we can do the blue in the inner part of the eye. So let me quickly do that. The reason I'm not doing the blue now is because I have to close this side to get to the blue side. So I have to do all the purple first, or I'm literally flipping this back and forwards, which I kind of hate about this packaging. I think it's stupid. This brand is made for working makeup artists, and I don't know how a working makeup artist can make a palette like this work, where if they need both sides, they're literally having to close one side to get to the other side. It's stupid. So that's why we're doing the purple first, and then we'll do the blue, and then I'll have to flip back and forwards to try and get a seamless blend between the two. But we're working on the purple first. It's annoying, but we have to do it that way. Alright guys, we are back. All of that has been blended out. I'm actually really liking the way this is looking. Like, I do look like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. It's giving me drag queen vibes, but I'm okay with that. So let's go on to the blue side. Now I've got to find my brushes and clean them off because I've used all purple on them. So we can do that quickly on my little switch here. I am going to go into the shade. This palette is really pretty, but I just find maybe these blues are not rich enough. Like, this looks like more of a neo blue, and I don't know how it will look against that purple because it's more of a bluish purple. I kind of want like a... I wonder if my Blend Bunny will have that blue that I want. Let me quickly go get my Blend Bunny palette. I know I was saying I'm going to try and highlight this palette as much as I can, but let me see what type of blues there are, because I've got a blue in mind and this palette doesn't really have it. Now that I've used these shades and the way it's looking, I just feel like those blues might clash with this purple. So let me just get my Blend Bunny. I'll be right back. Alright, okay, so we've got the Blend Bunnies palette. This is the original one, probably 4 or 5 years old now. Oh, it's been used and abused. I feel like I could actually make this blue here work a bit better. So we're going to start with that one. That shade is the shade Dream. So we're just going to put that into the inner part of my eye, and we'll see what that looks like. If not, I can go in with the darker blue over the top of it. But we're going to go into the shade Dream. Very pretty, almost pastel blue. Okay, maybe that's a bit too light for blending with the purple. Maybe this shade was probably going to be better to blend out the edges with this lighter blue, if I do a darker blue, but I think I can make it work. So we're going to go in with this blue. Now, I have thought a couple of ways to try and see if this caravan van lifestyle will work for me. Because I'm on minimum hours right now and I get like 4 or 5 days off. When I have 4 or 5 days off, I'm actually going to hire a caravan or a van for that time period, and then I'm going to book a little campsite or a caravan parking spot where I can hook up to power and all that type of stuff. And I'm actually going to live, obviously I'm going to drive like to, you know, a destination in the country or something like that where I haven't really been. And then I'm going to park that van and I'm going to see if I can live and sleep in that area for 4 or 5 days and make living in a camper van like reality, and see if I can actually do it in the long term. Like, I'm not just going to buy one without actually living in one. So I'm going to do that in the next couple of months, 1 or 2 times. And each time I do it, I'm going to buy a different size van / caravan and sit down and actually see, okay, if I do have this, is this enough storage for my stuff to live in? Can I actually drive around, reverse it, park it, and does it feel comfortable enough for me to actually be able to handle on the roads by myself? Because you know, I like driving. I love all of that. I love listening to music and driving and all that type of stuff. So I want to be able to make sure that I can actually handle it on the roads by myself. There's a lot of things that I have to look at when I do hire these vans or these little caravans out for the 4 or 5 days that I have it. But I think that will help me make my decision to see if this is actually smart to do, or if I can actually do it and live in a little space, because it is a lot smaller of a space than what obviously my house is. So I'm actually looking forward to doing that. I'm gonna do that in maybe the next couple of months. So keep an eye out for that. I will obviously vlog everything and show you the actual van life. If I do get an opportunity to do that in the next couple of months, I will take that opportunity. That blue is really, really pretty. Look at that. That is stunning. I've done lots of look like this in the past, but I haven't done a colourful look in a long time, so that is why we're doing it today. We do have a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to quickly slightly brush that off. Nothing was stained, so that was great. Love that. Alright, I'm really happy with the way this is looking. I feel like we need to do the cut crease moment now. Actually, no, let's blend out the edges a little bit more with a lighter blue. I'm going to go into this P.Louise palette, and we're just going to blend the purple and the blue a little bit now. If I don't blend it now, before I do the cut crease, it's going to be a little harder to do that. So we're just going to blend now. I'm going to go into the lightest blue in this palette, which is the shade Release. And we're just going to put that right on the edge here. Oh, that's really like a pastel. That's pretty. Yeah, that is really, really pretty. Look at that. These matte shades from P.Louise, they do blend out really, really nicely. I do like P.Louise's formula. This shimmer formula is terrible, and that is why I'm not using my other palettes that have the shimmer formula in it. I just think the shimmer formula from P.Louise is just a rip-off. I'm actually putting this shade all over my eye because I don't know if you can see the difference. This is a lot brighter than this eye. Now that this other shades on top of it, it just brightens up the whole look and makes the blue pop a little bit more, which we love. So let's just quickly do that, and then we can do the cut crease moment. I'm going to do the cut crease moment off camera because I haven't done one for a long time. And it will probably take me about 20 minutes, and you don't need to sit here and watch me struggle for 20 minutes. This video is going to be long enough without you having to sit through all that, so we'll do that off camera, but that's pretty. Alright, let me cut my crease and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back, and this is what the eyes look like. So I've done the cut crease. I also did the bottom lash line with those matte shades I used on the top, just while the cut crease was drying out. Now I used the Kimchi Multitask Super Stay White Concealer. This is what it looks like. There it is. So I've had this in my kit for ages, and this is what I used to cut my crease with. Obviously I haven't used it in a while, but it's still good. So that's what we cut the crease with, and then I blended out the edges as well with the purple matte shades to kind of like not have such a harsh line where the crease finishes. But yeah guys, that's where we are now. Let's go in with the shimmers. I'm actually just going to go in with this shimmer here from the Merry Christmas palette from Glaminatrix. This is the shade Boxing Bender. It's so pretty, very, very softly pressed. As you can see, it's so chunky, and I swirl my finger in that very lightly, but still, I mean, it's so softly pressed. But look how pretty that is. I'm going to wait for the lights to adjust so you can actually see the different shifts in it. But I think it will complement this look very, very nicely because it's got pinks and purples, and just look at that. It looks like the back of my hand is made with glass. So we are going to put that all over the cut crease, and we're not going to be like right against the edges. We're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna actually, you know what? Let's see if this one will work as well. No, that's more of a blue. I was thinking I can do a purple and then that. Let's see if I've got a blue shimmer that I can do that. An iridescent blue shimmer. I think I've got one from my Glaminatrix palettes. Let's see if this Old Soul one has one. No, this one's pretty, but it doesn't have like the iridescent. It's got more cool tone shimmers in it. So let me see what my other Glaminatrix palettes have in them. I know like the pastel one has a blue shimmer in it, so that might work. So let me quickly find that, and we can play with two shimmers instead of just the one, because I want to highlight as many shades as I can. It's all about color with this video, so let me be right back. Alright guys, we are back. I've got all my palettes here from Glaminatrix, all except the Bonfire one, because that's more of a like a orangey tone shimmer palette. But we've got this pastel one, and I was looking at these. There's some like blue shimmers here, but I don't think they're the ones. So we're not going to play with that one. We have this Glaminatrix blue one. That's pretty as well. Has this blue shimmer, but that's not the one we're looking for. So then we have the Grounded. You know, I need to do a video where I'm rating all my Glaminatrix palettes. We've got this one, but this is more of a green tone one. This is really pretty. It does have like blue and like gold reflexes in it. But again, that's not the one. So lucky last, we have this one here, Glaminatrix Timeless Tones. We're going to see, because there's I don't know, we've got this one here. Exquisite. No, see, I want a dark blue on the outer edge. An iridescent dark blue. Thinking. Oh, we've got these two palettes as well. They have some iridescent colours in them. Oh, that blue might wait there. That blue. Let's see that. Different. Oh, that's more of a top shade. No. Oh, then we've got this one here. I haven't even swatched that one. Oh, that one's pretty as well. But no. You know what? Let me think about it, guys. I really have to think about it. We'll try this one. You know what? No, we're just going to go with the shade I was originally going for. Sorry about this. I'm very indecisive right now. So we're just going to go in with this Merry Christmas palette, and we're just going to go in with the shade Boxing Bender. So pretty. And we're going to hope this works. So let's just apply this on my eye. It's so chunky. I'm worried it's going to fall everywhere. I mean, look how pretty that is. I don't know if you can see the difference on my eyes, but again, I'll zoom in at the end of this video and show you how pretty this is. This is more of a topper shade. There's a lot of fallout already on my face with this shade, because it's so softly pressed, like you're barely touching it, and there's a chunk on your finger. So go very, very light-handed with this. Oh, that is so pretty. Probably you can't see it against the white cut crease. But it's pretty. I'm hoping you guys can see the difference. Maybe I should have put another colour on. You know, let's try this shade, Backyard Cricket. Oh, that's a green. Do I want that on my eye? You know what, we're putting that on the outer edge and seeing what that looks like. Oh, that's pretty. I should have put this on first, I think. Did I just mess it up? I might have just messed this up. I think I messed this up. Okay. Let's try the other side, but we're going to do this shade first. Backyard Cricket. It's like a greenish gold. Very, very pretty. Yeah, that's better. Putting this on first is a lot better. Let's go with this finger because it's hard for me to do left hand when I'm right-handed. This reminds me of like what tinsel looks like on a tree. This is such a pretty shade. I think that was their intent with this shimmer. It's so pretty. So I'm just putting that all right out along the outer edge. And then we'll put the other shimmer in the middle. It's actually really pretty. I don't know if I like this, but we're going to continue the look. Alright. We're just going to go in with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to pick up some of this purple and put that on the outer edge where that shimmer meets. Just blend a little bit, ever so slightly. I'm not brushing, I'm just tapping that pigment on, because if I brush it's just going to knock it all over my face, which is already happening. So I'll do the other side now, just so lightly. Yeah. You know what? We are just going to leave it like that. We are going to put a little bit of a iridescent highlighter in the corner, and I think this palette, the Cool Tones, what's it? Timeless Tones, that one here, and the shade Expensive will be perfect for the inner corner highlighter. So we're just going to tap in with a little pencil brush. Put that in the inner corner right here. So an iridescent blue. Kind of similar to what I've already used, but a different blue. Again, very softly pressed as well, this shade. But oh, look how that makes my inner corner just pop. Love that. Alright, guys, let's do highlighter. I don't know what I'm going to do for highlighter, actually. We're going to do, actually, you know what? Let's pump up some of this blush. I feel like we need to pump some blush up. I'm going to go into this light pink shade. Doesn't have a name. And we're just going to use that on our cheeks with this Morphe brush. Oh, that's pigmented. I just feel like it needs a little bit of a touch up against this purple eyeshadow moment. Oh, this palette doesn't smell great. I think it's the glue from the packaging. It smells very strong of like chemicals and glue. So I think it's the glue they've used in the packaging. It's not the actual shade, but it's quite strong. Not gonna lie. Okay, we're just gonna leave it with that. Highlighter. Let's see, what highlighters do I have? Actually, my highlighter's in front of me, not there. Let's see. You know what? Let's go with Kimchi Chic. Why not? Kimchi Chic never lets me down. It is very pigmented, so I have to be very careful because it's going to just look like a streak on my face. I would have used this on my like eyeshadow as a topper shade, but because it's a dewy formula, it's more like a gel, so when it dries down, it does leave crease marks on my eyelids because I'm quite hooded, so it actually separates. So that's why I don't use this shade as a eyeshadow topper. But as a highlighter, I mean, look at that. That is stunning. And I do use this with my finger rather than a brush because it is a balmy formula. So I find it applies better with the finger. When you've already set your face with some setting spray and setting powder, this is better with a finger, in my opinion. I mean, look at that. That's just a streak on my face now. That's why we only use this for special occasions. Like this. Ah, so pretty. I'm just trying to blend a little bit with my finger so it's not such a streak. But, I mean, it's beautiful. Beautiful. That's stunning. Love that. Alright, let me put my lips on. I've got my little nude lipsticks, nothing too special. This is a P.Louise lip liner I got in my box last week. The little haul I did. I don't know if it goes with this look, but we're using it. I probably should have used the purple. Maybe let's go in with a purple instead. Because it's a nude, but it's all about colour in this video. So, you know, we've got a purple lip liner I know somewhere, so let's do that instead. Actually, you know what? A dark lip. We're going to go in for a very nice dark lip. Morphe lip liner and Morphe liquid lipstick. We're going to do this. I've used this before, so I'm going to do it off camera to save some time, because it's just the same little lip combo that I've done multiple times on my channel. So let me do that. I'm going to put a black in the waterliner. I'm not going to put lashes on, so let me just apply this on my lips, put the black in the waterliner, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back, and this is the final look. I'm really happy with it. I'm looking at the mirror next to me at myself, and I mean, the shimmer wasn't perfect, but I'm actually happy with the colours I chose. The lip is a bit darker than what I thought it would be. But I'm still happy with the final result. So let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see what oh, wrong way. There we go, that way. So you can see exactly what I look like. So this is me in all my glory. We have the beautiful shimmers. Hopefully you can see the different shimmers. The green on the outer edge, and then the like light blue pink in the middle. But I think it's pretty. I think this look actually did turn out okay. I think the mattes look stunning. The mattes are beautiful. It's just I probably chose the wrong shimmers, but I'm still happy with the final result. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments how you think I did. If you've got any questions on anything I used, let me know down below. Leave a comment down below what type of colour story you'd like to see in my eyes next video. I've got greens, yellow, oranges. I haven't done like a solid pink look for a while. I'm really focusing on colours. I do have like a Beauty Bay green palette that I want to play with again. I haven't played with that for a while. So maybe a forest green look as well that I can do. Something colourful. I want to play with colour again and get excited about makeup. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it's a long video, so if you have stayed till the end, I do appreciate that a lot. Also, check out my other videos. I have lots of tutorials. I do have a playlist of tutorials. I will add this video to that playlist as well, so you can go throughout my playlist and watch those. I also have a Glaminatrix playlist if you're interested in Glaminatrix eyeshadow palettes. They have a new one coming. I think that gets shipped at the end of this month. I've already paid for it. It was pre-shipping, or pre-order, sorry. It was pre-order, so hopefully that comes by the end of this month and I can play with that one. But yeah, guys, go check out my other videos. And with that, guys, I'm going to love and leave you, and I will see you in the next one. I'm going to love. Bye.